Welcome to my channel, Learn and Speak English. Let me ask you something. Have you ever listened to someone speak English so easily and thought, why can't I speak like that? You understand words, you even watch English shows. But when it's time to talk, your brain goes quiet. I know that pain. I live that pain. But everything changed with just 15 simple sentences. Yes. Not grammar books, not big vocabulary. Just 15 small sentences that I used every single day. These sentences train my mouth, my brain, and my confidence. They made me fluent, and they can do the same for you. Comment below. Have you ever felt stuck even when you understand English? Let's start this journey together. Chapter 1. I only knew words. But I couldn't speak. In the beginning, I thought I was doing everything right. I watched English movies. I listened to songs. I even memorized vocabulary from books. I had notebooks full of words. Every night, I read them before sleeping. Words like beautiful, important, experience. My notebook looked smart. My brain looked ready. But when someone said "Hi, how are you?" I froze. All the words ran away. Nothing came out of my mouth. I felt like a failure. Why can't I speak? I asked myself. I understood English, but I couldn't speak it. That was my problem. And maybe it's your problem too. I was not lazy. I was not weak. I just didn't know the right way. I was learning words, not sentences. I was collecting pieces. But I couldn't build anything. And then one day, something small happened. I was walking to the kitchen. I said in English, "I am hungry." It was a short sentence. It felt silly, but I said it again. "I am hungry." Then I laughed. It felt good. It was simple. It was real. I didn't need grammar books. I didn't need to be perfect. I just needed to use a sentence that matched my life. That's when I found the secret. The power is in small sentences. Real sentences. Everyday sentences. Sentences we feel, we need, we live. That day I chose one more sentence. I am cooking rice. I said it out loud. Then I said it again while cooking. Then I whispered it. Then I sang it. That sentence stayed with me the whole day. I didn't need 50 new words. I only needed one sentence that I used again and again. That was the beginning of my fluency. Not from speaking to people, not from classes, from saying one small English sentence out loud in my kitchen to myself. I remember how strange it felt talking to myself in English, but slowly it became fun. I started to notice small changes. I spoke faster. I remembered words more easily. I felt less shy. And then something beautiful happened. I started to think in English. Just a little bit. But it was enough. I want tea. I feel tired. I like this shirt. These small thoughts gave me big power. It was like I had a new voice inside me. A quiet English voice. And every day, I made it stronger. That first sentence, "I am hungry," became a teacher. It taught me rhythm. It taught me word order. It taught me sound. I repeated it many times and it became part of me. Later, I understood why. Our brain doesn't learn by big grammar rules. It learns by doing, by using, by living. If you use one real sentence many times, it becomes automatic, it becomes natural. Just like your native language. So, if you feel like you know English but can't speak, start here. Don't worry about grammar. Don't worry about long conversations. Choose one small sentence, a sentence you use in your daily life, and say it many times. Whisper it, speak it, write it, feel it. That one sentence will begin to open the door. You will train your brain to speak. Not to memorize, but to live in English. For 1 week, I did this one sentence a day. That's all. And it changed everything. I didn't need a teacher. I didn't need a big plan. Just a voice, my own voice, saying one small thing in English with feeling. I realize fluency is not magic. It is not only for smart people. It is for people who repeat, who believe, who stay simple. Now I want to give you a gift. I want you to take this same first sentence I used. I am hungry. Use it today. Use it before you eat. Use it after you eat. Say it in your mind. Say it in your room. Say it again and again. Don't worry about being correct. Just enjoy it. Let your mouth feel it. Let your brain hear it. You are not just saying words. You are training your fluency. Fluency begins here with one sentence, one moment, one small choice. You are not weak. You are just beginning in the wrong place. Start simple. Start now and watch how fast you grow. Chapter 2. Speaking starts with the morning. I used to wake up and speak nothing, not in English, not in my native language. I just stayed quiet. Brushed my teeth, got dressed, started my day. But my mind was full of English dreams. I wanted to speak fluently. I wanted to think fast. I wanted English to feel like part of me. Still, every day started in silence. Until one morning I changed everything. I opened my eyes and I said one sentence in English. I am awake. That one line, spoken in a quiet, sleepy voice, was the first light in my fluency journey. I didn't wait for a classroom. I didn't wait for a perfect sentence. I just spoke, and that made all the difference. After that, I added 2 more sentences. I am brushing my teeth. I am getting ready. These were not big sentences. They were not from a textbook, but they were real. I told them every day, and every day they felt more natural. These 3 morning sentences became my daily practice. They trained my brain, they gave me rhythm, and slowly, they started to change the way I thought. Most people think fluency is about big conversations, but I found fluency in small actions, in brushing my teeth, in drinking tea, in walking to the door. I connected English with my life, and that made it real. I wasn't studying English. I was living it. And living is the best teacher of all. When you speak in the morning, your brain is soft. It's ready to learn. It's quiet. It listens. That's why the morning is powerful. It's not just about time. It's about attention. When I said I am brushing my teeth, I didn't just say the words. I paid attention. I felt the toothbrush. I saw the mirror. I heard my voice. That's how the brain remembers. That's how it learns. Soon I started adding more lines. I am putting on my shirt. I am making tea. I feel sleepy. These were not exciting sentences, but they were mine. I didn't need to impress anyone. I just needed to connect with myself, and that connection between thought, feeling, and English was the key. I remember one morning I was late. I ran to the kitchen. I was stressed, but I still said I am making breakfast. Even in a hurry, I made time for my sentence because I knew this was not just a sentence. It was a habit. And habits make fluency. Not once, not sometimes, every day. And the best part? I didn't need anyone else. I didn't need a partner. I didn't need a class. I had my voice. I had my life. That was enough. You see, we always wait. I'll practice when I go to school. I'll speak when I travel. I'll learn when I have time. But what if your life is the classroom? What if your morning is the teacher? You don't need more time. You just need to start where you are. So, here's what I want you to do tomorrow. When you wake up, don't check your phone. Don't rush. Just say one sentence in English. I am awake. Then go to the mirror, look at yourself, and say I am brushing my teeth. When you change clothes, say I am getting ready. If you don't like these sentences, choose your own. Just keep them real. Keep them simple. Keep them alive. And do it every day. Don't worry about perfection. Don't worry if your grammar is wrong. Don't worry if you feel silly. Just do it. Because every time you say a sentence, you are building your future. You are not just learning English. You are becoming someone who lives in English. I didn't see the change in 1 day or 2 days, but after 1 week I felt different. English felt closer. My words came faster. My fear became smaller. And all of that started with 3 little sentences in the morning. You can do this too. Your morning is your moment. Take it. Use it. Build your fluency before the world wakes up. One sentence at a time. Chapter 3, One Sentence, One Emotion. I used to think English was only about speaking with other people. About using the right words in the right order. But something was missing. I could say, "How are you?" or "What time is it?" But those sentences had no feeling. They were just sounds. Empty, cold, not real. One day I sat alone and I felt sad. I didn't know why. I didn't want to read grammar. I didn't want to memorize vocabulary. I just wanted to say what I felt. So, I looked in the mirror and I said I feel sad. It was the first time I used English to touch my own heart. That sentence was short, only 3 words, but it was powerful. It made me feel seen. It made me feel human. That's when I understood something very important. Fluency is not only about language, it is also about emotion. If you can say how you feel in English, you are already halfway fluent because real communication is not just about information. It's about connection. So, I started using new sentences. Sentences about my emotions. I feel happy. I feel lonely. I feel calm. These were not big phrases, but they were real. They were mine. Every day I asked myself, how do I feel? Then I answered in English. Sometimes I wrote it down. Sometimes I whispered it. Sometimes I said it out loud while walking. I didn't care how I said it. I only cared that I did. This became my emotional English routine, and it changed everything. My mouth became faster. My brain became stronger. But more than that, my heart became softer. I was not just learning English, I was using it to understand myself. And when you understand yourself, you speak more freely. You stop hiding. You stop pretending. You speak from truth. There was one day I remember very well. I was angry. Something small happened, but I felt hot inside. Normally, I would just push the feeling down. But instead I said, I feel angry. And then I said it again, I feel angry. And then something magical happened. The feeling got smaller. I didn't need to shout. I didn't need to run. I just needed to say it to give the feeling a name in English. That's the power of emotional sentences. They are not for grammar. They are for healing. They are for growth. They are for fluency of the soul, not just the tone. I made a small list of 5 feelings. Happy, sad. Tired, nervous, and excited. Every day I chose one and I said it. I feel nervous. I feel tired. Sometimes I said I feel nothing. And even that was okay because I was being honest. And honesty builds trust even with yourself. Later, when I started speaking to other people, I noticed something. These emotional sentences were the ones people understood best. Because feelings are universal. You don't need perfect English to say, "I'm scared." Everyone understands that. Everyone feels that. These sentences opened doors for me. They started real conversations. Not just "Hello, where are you from?" But "You look tired today." "Yeah, I am." Just 2 humans sharing a moment. If you feel like English is cold, like it doesn't belong to you, start here. Start with your feelings every day. Ask yourself, what do I feel, and answer in English. Even if your sentence is wrong, your feeling is right, and that's what really matters. You don't need many words. You just need real ones, and the most real words are your emotions. If you can speak your heart in English, you can speak anything. So today, say one sentence about how you feel. Don't wait. Don't think too hard. Just feel it. Say it. Let English become your mirror. Let it help you grow. Because fluency is not just about saying everything. It's about saying something true. Chapter 4: Sentences that made me brave in public. The real fear was not speaking English. The real fear was speaking English in front of people. I remember the first time I tried. I walked into a small coffee shop. My hands were shaking. My heart was fast. I had practiced the sentence. "Can I have a coffee, please?" Just 6 words. Easy words. But when I saw the person behind the counter, my brain stopped. My mouth froze. I wanted to run away. That day, I didn't speak. I just pointed. I went home and cried. I thought, maybe I can never do this. But I was wrong. I just didn't have the right tools. I needed sentences that could give me courage. Small, safe, powerful sentences. Sentences that could carry me through fear. So I made a list, a small one, only 5 sentences. But I practiced them like they were gold. Can I have? How much is it? Where is the? Excuse me? Thank you. That was my army. That was my protection. I said them in front of the mirror. I whispered them on the bus. I said them to my pillow again and again and again. I didn't care if it was silly. I knew these 5 sentences were my ticket to the world. Next time I went outside, I was ready. I went to the same cafe. My hand still shook, but I opened my mouth. "Can I have a coffee, please?" I said it slowly, softly, but clearly. The person smiled and said, "Sure." I was so happy. I almost forgot to take the coffee. I walked outside like I had won a war, because I did. A small war, but a very important one. After that, I started using those 5 sentences everywhere. In shops, on buses, at the market, in the train station. Sometimes people didn't understand me. Sometimes they spoke too fast. But I stayed calm, because I had my sentences. And they worked. Not always perfectly, but enough to survive, enough to grow. And then something interesting happened. I started adding more sentences. "I'm looking for the bathroom." "I need help." "Can you say that again?" These new sentences were born from experience. Real moments. Real needs. And that's what gave me fluency. Not big conversations. Just small victories. One moment at a time. I learned something else too. People don't care if your English is perfect. They care if you try. They see your effort. They feel your heart. If you smile and say, "Excuse me, where is the bus stop?" Even with mistakes, people will help you. They will respect you. English is not about showing you are smart, it's about showing you are human. That is the real beauty of speaking. So, if you are afraid to speak in public, I understand you. I was you. But you can be brave, not because you feel strong, but because you are prepared. 5 small sentences can change your life. Write them. Practice them. Repeat them. Use them. You don't need 500 words. You just need 5. Over time, they will open the door to many more. Today, I want you to do something brave. Go outside. Use one sentence. Just one. Say it slowly. Smile. Feel your heartbeat. It's okay. That's part of the journey. Fear is normal, but silence will never make you fluent. Courage will, even if it's small. I didn't become fluent by staying home. I became fluent by going outside with fear in my chest and sentences in my mouth. You can do this too. You are not alone. Every English speaker you meet was once a beginner too. Let your sentences be your light and public places. Let them guide you. Let them give you power. Fluency is waiting for you just outside your door. Chapter 5. I talk to myself first, not others. I used to wait for someone to talk to me in English. I waited in class. I waited in shops. I waited on the internet. I waited for the perfect conversation partner. But most of the time, nothing happened. No one spoke, or they spoke too fast, or they were busy, and I stayed silent. Day after day, I waited. But nothing changed. And then one quiet evening, I was walking home alone. I looked up at the sky. It was soft and pink. I whispered to myself, "The sky is beautiful." And suddenly, something felt different. Something felt free. I was speaking. No one was there. No one was judging me. But I was using English. And I felt proud. That night, I spoke to myself again. I said, "I'm tired today." Later I said, "I need to cook something." Simple things. Real things. It felt strange at first, but also powerful. Because for the first time, I was not waiting. I was speaking to myself with honesty, with courage, with no pressure. That became my new way. I started talking to myself every day, quietly. Softly, naturally. Some people say, "Isn't that crazy?" Talking to yourself? No, not at all. Talking to yourself is the first step to fluency. Before you speak to others, you must speak to yourself. In your mind, in your room, on your walk, in your kitchen. I used English to describe my life. I looked at my shoes and said, "These are dirty." I opened the window and said, "It's cold today." I made tea and said, "I love this smell." These were not lessons. These were not exercises. These were my real thoughts in English. Every time I did this, I felt more confident. My sentences became stronger. My fear became smaller. I didn't worry about grammar. I didn't care about being perfect. I just wanted to live my life in English. And the best way was by talking to myself. I remember one moment clearly. I was walking through a park, children were playing, a dog was running, the sun was shining, and in my mind I said, the world is alive today. That sentence didn't come from a textbook, it came from my heart. It was English, yes, but it was also me. That's what fluency really is. When your language and your life become one. Over time, I started thinking in English more and more. I didn't plan it. It just happened because I was using English in real moments. My brain started choosing English automatically, and that changed everything. When I talked to others, I didn't need to translate. The words came faster. My mouth felt ready. All because I practiced every day with myself. Maybe you think your English is too weak. Maybe you feel shy. Maybe no one around you speaks English. Good. That means you can start now. Alone. You don't need anyone else. Just your thoughts. Just your voice. Just your life. This is the easiest and most powerful way to become fluent. And don't think you need special time. You don't need to sit down and say, okay, now I will speak to myself. No, you do it as you live. While walking, while eating, while cleaning, while waiting. Just say what you see, say what you feel, say what you do, one sentence at a time, every single day. Fluency starts in private. Fluency begins when no one is watching. That's how I built mine. I didn't need big conversations. I didn't need expensive courses. I just needed a simple voice inside me, a voice that said you can do this. And every day I did. Now I ask you, what did you do today? Say it in English right now. Say it softly. I watched a video. I learned a new idea. I'm trying my best. That's it. That's where fluency is born inside you. In your quiet, brave heart. Chapter 6. How I Turn Mistakes into Sentences. I used to be afraid of mistakes. Very afraid. I thought mistakes were bad. I thought people would laugh. I thought I would look stupid. So, I stayed quiet. I didn't try. I waited for the perfect sentence. I waited for the perfect grammar. I waited for the perfect moment. But the perfect moment never came. And my English stayed stuck. I was silent and afraid. Then one day I made a mistake in front of someone, a real person. I said he go to school yesterday. And the person said, you mean he went to school? I felt my face go red. I wanted to run, but then I did something different. I didn't run. I didn't stay quiet. I said, yes, he went to school. I repeated the correct sentence. Slowly, gently, I smiled. And the person smiled too. That moment changed me. I didn't die. I didn't fail. I just learned. That day, I made a decision. I would no longer fear mistakes. I would use them. I would turn every mistake into a sentence. A real, useful sentence. If I said something wrong, I would say it again. Right. If I didn't know the word, I would ask, what's the word for? And if I forgot the grammar, I would say, let me try again. These sentences became my protection. They helped me move forward. They helped me stay strong. I remember one special sentence that saved me again and again. Can you say it again slowly? That sentence was my best friend. I used it in shops. In classes, even online, people always said sure they didn't laugh, they didn't get angry. They just helped because most people are kind and they want you to succeed. Another sentence I used often was how do you say this in English? I pointed to something. I showed a picture. I made a sound. I didn't stop. I asked and slowly my vocabulary grew. Not from flashcards, but from mistakes, from real life, from not knowing and being okay with that. At night, I had a little notebook. I called it my mistake book, but really it was my success book. I wrote down wrong sentences and next to them I wrote the right ones.
He goes to school. He went to school.
I am going work. I am going to work. I read them before bed.
I didn't feel ashamed.
I felt proud because every mistake meant one more step forward. The truth is, you cannot grow without mistakes. Babies fall when they learn to walk. Children say funny things when they learn to speak.
We don't laugh at them. We cheer for them. We help them.
Why should it be different for you? You are still learning and you are allowed to fall. You are allowed to say strange things. That's how fluency is made. Through action, not perfection. I want you to remember 2 sentences that help me most.
That's okay. I'll try again. And mistakes help me learn.
Say them when you feel nervous. Say them when you feel slow. Say them when you say something wrong. These are not just words.
They are power.
They are healing.
They are truth.
Now, I want you to think, what mistake did you make recently in English?
Don't feel bad. Feel thankful.
That mistake is your teacher. Take it, write it down, turn it into a sentence, a real one. Speak it, use it, and move on. I made hundreds of mistakes, maybe thousands, and I will make more, but each one helped me speak better. Not just because I learned the right words, but because I stopped fearing the wrong ones. So let go of fear, let go of shame, let your mistakes become your story, and let your story become your fluency. Chapter 7, 15 Sentences, 15 Minutes a Day. I used to think I needed hours every day to learn English. I thought I needed long classes, big books, and lots of energy.
But I was wrong. I didn't need more time. I needed more focus.
One day, I read something that changed me. A small habit done every day is more powerful than a big habit done once a week. I sat quietly with that sentence. Then I said to myself, what if I just practice 15 minutes a day with 15 real sentences? That small question became my new routine.
And that small routine made me fluent.
I wrote down 15 sentences.
Just 15.
Not from textbooks, not from grammar websites, from my life. Sentences like I wake up at 7 o'clock.
I drink tea in the morning. I go to work by bus.
I like listening to music.
They were easy. They were short, but they were mine.
Every day I looked at my list.
I read it.
I said each sentence slowly, then again, then a little faster.
Then I whispered.
Then I said it loudly. Then I closed my eyes and repeated them from memory. That was my 15-minute practice, and I did it every single day. At first, I didn't feel much change, but after 1 week something beautiful happened. I started speaking faster. I didn't need to think so hard. The words came by themselves.
I didn't feel stuck.
I felt ready, and all because I stayed with the same 15 sentences again and again. I didn't learn new ones every day. I repeated the old ones until they felt natural, until they felt like part of me. After 2 weeks, I started playing with the sentences. I changed little things. I wake up at 7 o'clock. Today I woke up at 8 o'clock.
I drink tea.
Now I'm drinking coffee. I learn how to use tenses, not from grammar charts, but from life, from real words, from small changes. It felt like magic, but it was just practice. Repeated, focused, simple practice.
And the best part?
It only took 15 minutes. No pressure, No big goals, just 15 minutes.
Just 15 sentences.
I called it my 15 for fluency time. I did it in the morning, sometimes before breakfast, sometimes in the shower, sometimes on a walk.
It didn't matter where.
What mattered was that I did it every day, and each day my English got stronger.
Not because of luck, because of love.
I gave love to those 15 sentences. I treated them like friends. Some days I added 1 or 2 new sentences, but only when the old ones felt strong.
I didn't rush. I didn't force.
I respected the process, and that made my fluency peaceful. Not stressful, not fast, but real and lasting. Many people try to learn 100 new phrases in one day, but they forget all of them in 1 week.
I learned 15.
And I never forgot because I used them.
I felt them. I lived them.
That's the secret.
Don't just read. Don't just memorize. Use your voice. Speak the words. Feel the meaning.
That's what gives English a home inside you. So now I ask you, what are your 15 sentences? What do you say every day? What do you do? What do you love? Write your sentences. Speak them every day for 15 minutes. Whisper them, sing them, shadow them, play with them, change them, but stay with them for 1 week, for 1 month, and see what happens.
You will be shocked.
One day, you'll speak without fear. You'll open your mouth and the words will just come. Not because you are lucky, not because you are smart, but because you practice the right way with heart, with habit, with 15 sentences a day.
Start today.
15 sentences, 15 minutes.
One powerful change. Chapter 8.
These sentences built my English soul. At the beginning, I thought English was just a subject, just something I had to study, something I had to pass. I didn't feel close to it. I didn't feel like it belonged to me. But something started to change slowly, quietly, gently. Day by day, as I repeated those small, simple sentences, something opened inside me. I was not just learning English anymore. I was becoming someone new, someone stronger, someone braver, someone who could speak not just words, but feelings, memories, dreams, and truth. These 15 sentences, they built my English soul. I can still remember the first one. I am hungry. It was so small, so simple, but it woke something inside me. A little voice that said, yes, you can speak. You are allowed. Then came the others. I feel tired.
Can I have a coffee? I'm brushing my teeth.
I'm learning.
I'll try again.
These were not magic. These were not big, but they were real. They were true, and that made them powerful. With time, I didn't just speak English. I started to feel it, to live it, to carry it with me. It became my second skin. I saw the world through it.
I thought in it.
I felt love and fear and pride in it. And it all started with simple sentences, no special tools. No grammar drills. Just my voice, my life, my belief. I realized something else too. You don't need to be perfect to be fluent.
You don't need to speak fast.
You don't need to use big words. You just need to be honest, to speak what is real, to speak what is useful. Fluency is not when you speak like a native. Fluency is when you speak like yourself in English. That's what these 15 sentences gave me. A way to be myself, a way to grow, a way to speak without fear. I used them every day at home, on the street, in my mind, in my sleep.
They became part of me.
Like food, like air, like music.
I didn't memorize them.
I loved them and they stayed with me. And now I want to give them to you. These 15 sentences are not just for me. They are for you.
You can choose them. You can change them.
You can build your own. But whatever you do, use them, speak them, let them live inside you. Because fluency is not something outside you. It's not in books.
It's not in classrooms.
It's already inside you. Sleeping, waiting, these sentences are the key. They will wake up your English voice. They will make you strong. Today I still speak those sentences, not because I need them, but because I love them. They remind me where I started. They remind me who I was and how far I've come. And now I ask you one last thing.
What is your sentence?
What is the one sentence you will speak today?
Say it now.
Say it slowly. Say it with love, and tomorrow. Say another day by day, your fluency will grow. Not because you rushed, but because you respected the process and you spoke with your heart. If this video helped you even a little, I want you to do something simple like this video. Subscribe to this channel and comment below with one English sentence you will use today. Let's grow together, one simple sentence at a time. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to begin, and you already have. Welcome to your fluency journey.